Oh my god, dude. My hair is sticking up because I showered. Oh, never shower, kids. It's never worth it. Jesus. Oh my god, look at that. Stay down. Stay down! Stay down! Hi, my name is Josh, and I've been playing Genshin for 5 years. In that time, I've wasted a lot of my life on this game, so... Okay, sorry. In that time, I've wasted a lot of my life on this game, so I wanted to show you what my account looks like. If all you care about is my character builds, those are going to be at the end of the video because they take a long time. There's also going to be timestamps so you can skip around and see what sections you want to see and skip those you don't. With that out of the way, let's get started. The first thing I want to go over is the amount of days I've played in this game. First, by checking Amber, you can see I started playing the game on October 9th of 2020, which is 11 days after its global launch. But to get a more accurate look at how many days I've played, we have to go to Hoyolab because this site actually tracks the amount of logins an account has. As of recording this, I currently have 1,513 logins, and by the time this video comes out, I should have 1,531, assuming I don't miss any. Wait, that doesn't make sense. 20, because it's the 28th, right? So 18? No, that's right. Okay. If that's not already pathetic enough for you, let me show you something a bit sadder. The last time I checked my active days was on July 31st of last year, where I had 1,108 active days. This means in that span of time, I've only missed 1 day of logins, and that was due to me catching COVID. And if you're curious, I in fact do not have a life, so thank you very much for asking. As of September 28, 2025, Genshin will have existed globally for 1,826 days. So what happened to the almost 300 days that I'm missing? My first experience with burnout came... Oh, you know, that's not gonna work. My first experience with burnout came from version 1.1 during the Unreconciled Stars event. I'd been playing the game daily and there was just so much happening in my life that I ended up just quitting. I don't remember exactly how long the break was, but I did end up coming back for the version 1.2 Dragonspine update. But for some reason I never finished the event, so I don't have a festering desire. Except for a festering desire for your mom. I'm not keeping that in. My next big time skip came during the version 2.8 summer event, and while I did end up clearing most of the event, I never got Fischl's 4-star skin, which I'm kinda sad about. I came back briefly with the release of Dendro to pull Tighnari, only to realize that he was in fact not a Dendro catgirl, and worst off, he was actually a standard banner character, so I promptly quit the game again. I finally came back again for the Lantern Rite and the Windbloom Festival, and I've been playing pretty consistently since then. There probably have been a couple times where I haven't logged in for a day or two, but for the most part, I think those were my big time skips where I just didn't play for like weeks or even months at a time. Oh, my nose is so itchy. Oh my god. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. I literally don't care. I care so much! So... that was supposed to be like a funny thing, and that was just gross. So with my history of not touching grass over with, it's time to take a look at how much money I've spent in the game. Last year, I foolishly decided to call myself free to play, and a lot of people did not like that. So in 2024, my total debt to this game was $25. And in the big 2025, that hasn't changed. At some point during 2021 to 2022, I bought myself 2 Welkins and a Battle Pass, and personally, I haven't spent any more. But 2 years ago, as a gift for taking care of my friend's account, he bought me Yelan after I lost my 50-50, and last year he also bought me one of the McDonald's collaboration meals when I'd say I'd pay him back 20 bucks. By the way, still haven't paid him back, but he doesn't watch these videos anyway, so I'm chillin'. In total, these 2 gifts add up to about $42, so my total account value is $67. And before I move on, I want to briefly mention the C6 Arlecchino. A lot of people see her and assume I'm a whale. I'm not actively spending money. I saved up for her initial release for 7 months and her rerun for 9 months. Actively playing the game nearly every day definitely helped to contribute to that C6 fund, but a big part of those funds actually came from exploration. Speaking of exploration, you may have noticed a slightly dramatic shift of 95% League videos to 95% Genshin videos in the last year, and there are a lot of reasons for that, but the big factor was my desire to finish exploration. And as of about 2 months ago, I had actually finished exploration. Unfortunately for me, since that time, Genshin has been updated, and it's released 2 new areas in the summer area and now Nodcry. But outside of these 2 places, I do actually have 100% exploration, and if you're really interested, I have playlists of me doing these exploration if you want to go watch them. I have all the statues, shrines, and sigil awards up to Natlan actually completed, even having 1 extra of all the oculi. And while having... oh my god, sorry. And while having nearly the entire map finished is a pretty big update, an even bigger and crazier and more exciting update is I finally have an extra crimson agate. As you guys know, with the frost-bearing tree, you actually can farm as many crimson agates as you want, but I stopped at exactly having enough and I didn't farm any extra. But I realized this last year while farming for an achievement that there was potentially a chest that I hadn't opened with an agate inside of it. I started recording, I finished the achievement, and lo and behold, there was the chest with the telltale signs of an agate swirling around inside it. I was so excited, I was so hyped up, it was so cool. Unfortunately, I accidentally deleted the footage. So here is my super expensive and time-consuming, high-quality recreation of the event. Why is my nose so itchy? And speaking of finishing achievements, I am currently sitting at 1,188 out of 1,557. I've also completed some of the more notable achievements, including the 3 Teapot farming achievements. Now, if I remember to not accidentally delete the footage, I should be playing right now recordings of me acquiring all these 3. In addition to those Teapot achievements, I've also finished the Unusual Hilly Trail achievement, getting that little bugger for a total of 50 times, which is just enough to finish the final one. So my project of maxing all characters does get a bit expensive. So as you can see, I've collected 2,770 different leyline rewards, and since I completed this achievement in 2023, this means in about 2 years, I've collected 1,970 leylines. And the last notable achievement that I could think of was the Purveyor of Punishment, where you can see I hit a total of 1,368,537 on a crit. Now I'd like to say that this belongs to my C6 Arlecchino, but honestly, I don't know. This could very well be an instance of either Eula or Raiden, and I just have no way of knowing. But yeah, that is my highest crit as of right now. So next up is Endgame Modes, and honestly, these aren't that interesting. Most notably, last year I said that I had only 36 starred the Abyss 1 time, and since then I've done it another 9 times. I've also cleared the Abyss really consistently, only missing a couple cycles since January of last year, and here you can see they actually cut it down to 1 cycle a month. But while I do clear Abyss consistently, I'm not 36 starring the Abyss consistently, and a large part of that is skill issue, but there have been some Abysses where it's just like, it's so annoying if you don't own the characters, and I just don't care to keep resetting. And as you might expect, Arlecchino has become my go-to character, carrying me in basically every single Abyss, with Bennet and Yelan being some of my most played supports. Oh dude, my nose is so itchy. Look how white I am, dude. And in terms of the theater, it's pretty much gonna look exactly the same. I'm consistently clearing it every single cycle, but I'm not maxing out the cycles each time. In fact, you can see I've only actually 10 flowered the theater twice, one being during the Pyro, Dendro, Electro time, and the other being during the Pydro, Hydro, and Cryo time. Also, I did find it really interesting that during the first Pyro, Hydro, and Anemo season, I actually only cleared the Abyss with 9 flowers. That's probably due to me not wanting to reset just for a stage at the very back of it and just getting lazy, but this should in theory be one of my stronger seasons. I'm also buying these thespian tricks like as much as I can, but you can't buy all the ones that they give you at new, so I don't think I'll ever actually like catch up. Also, where are these things applied like in the party? I swear to God, I haven't seen them doing these. Where do these poses actually take place? I've never seen Raiden do this. And as for the envisaged echoes, I've actually only completed 4 of them. And there's a Yelan one? When did this come out? What does it look like? Oh, that looks like shit. I do want to do more of these, but I wanted to save them for a video because they're kind of difficult. They're really difficult, and I thought it'd be like entertaining to do them on a video. So I've been saving these. Everybody power time. What the fuck was that? And as of writing this, Stygian Onslaught has actually only had 2 cycles, and it's kicked my ass both times. The first cycle, I only completed hard mode, and I ignored the rest because I was just like, this shit sucks and I don't want to do it. And the current cycle, I only managed to finish menacing. I got clowned a lot for not being able to clear fearless, but honestly, I could not care less. It took me 2 days of resetting and trying different comps and like trying to perfect my rotations down to the last second to actually even finish menacing. And I could not do fearless. I could not do it. I tried with this Raiden team probably 15 times just to get the cactus down perfectly, and I couldn't be bothered. The combination of this stupid flower and this cactus was disgusting. I could only clear the papilla with my Arlecchino team. I tried it with Mavuika and I couldn't do it. And outside of Mavuika, I don't have a Natling character built, and I don't have a good like aggravate or hyper bloom team for the shield, and I just could not do it. I stuck with Arlecchino on this side and finally got it done with my electrocharge team here, and that was good for me. I didn't do it. Make fun of me all you want, but that was unfun as hell and I didn't want to do it. My Teapot fishing and TCG achievements have pretty much stayed the same. I haven't really touched anything in either in any of these. The only thing I've done in the Teapot was the planting achievements, and other than that, it's been exactly the same, so there's not really much to show off here. I did spend a couple weeks catching fish for the achievement, but I gave up on it because I realized I can probably finish this in like a week. It's not actually that difficult. And as for the TCG, I've literally not touched it at all. I chose instead to spend my time getting re-addicted to Yu-Gi-Oh! Look at all these shiny cards. I was gonna build a pendulum deck, but the order never came in. Performapal Skull Crobat Joker. This is a platinum secret rare. It looks really cool. This is Supreme King Zark. Also in platinum secret rare because they're kind of cheap when they're not that good. It looks really cool. Dude, my nose is so itchy. I know this is very entertaining to all of you. This is Heavy Metal Foes Electromite. This card should be unbanned. It should not stay banned. Hashtag free Electromite if you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you guys get it. Ah! I dropped a card. Oh. You may notice, I don't know, you probably wouldn't notice. If you really are observant, you might notice I'm sitting in a different chair. And the reason for that being, I broke my chair. Like the wheels snapped in half. Anyway, the inventory stuff honestly isn't really that exciting. So I'm gonna scroll through it slowly like this for those of you who have like collector or hoarding tendencies and you can just look at them. Yeah, like, does anyone really care about the food? Oh, actually, I kind of care about the food. I got Escoffier, so I've been Is this Escoffier's food? I think it is. I have been farming Escoffier's food like every single week that I can remember, because I don't think you can actually create this, so that's kind of interesting. Yeah, but like these materials, they're really just not interesting. Gadgets, again, who cares? Quest materials are even more boring, I dare say. The only interesting thing that I think about in here is the Saurian crackers. These ones I think are cute. Precious materials just exist like this. There's not really anything interesting in here. And then I'm not even gonna show the Teapot, so. Oh, my nose is so itchy. Oh! Last year I had 8 5-star weapons, and this year I have 11. Due to the changes to the weapon banner, I actually started to pull on it because it's not a total scam anymore. I won the 50-50 for Mavuika's weapon, then lost the 50-50 on Escoffier's weapon to Navia's. My nose is so itchy, it is ridiculous. I was going to pull on the Inazuman Chronicle banner to try and get like the Stone Thresher or Mist Splitter. Is that a moth? Because that weapon lineup was like super cracked, but instead I ended up breaking and pulling Navia instead, and then I was poor. Speaking of Navia, let me go to my character roster. With the release of Mommy, I don't know if I want to do that bit. With the release of Mommy Llama, may she step on me in peace, I am now missing 30 5-stars and 4 4-stars. Of those 5-star characters, the only standard one I'm missing is Mizuki. There are a decent amount of these characters that I want. No, my God. There are a decent amount of these characters that I still want, but now that 6.0 is upon us with an entirely new character locked mechanic, I'm gonna be really picky with who I choose to pull. My face is so itchy. It's ridiculously itchy. Some of the pre-6.0 characters I still want, but probably won't get anytime soon. Yoimiya, Shenhe, Nahida, Neuvillette, Risley, Baiju, Shanyun, Clarind, Mualani, Shilanen, Chaska, Skirk, and a Nefa. And maybe Verisa too. Actually, I've kind of come around on Verisa. Dude, my mustache is pissing me off. Maybe that's why my nose is itchy. As for the post 6.0 characters, I do want Llama, but she's a skip for now. And I also want Alice, Nefer, Columbina, and maybe Varka if his kit is really cool and his voice actor is really good. If there's a character you like that I didn't mention, just know that means I hate them. I think they're stupid. I think you're stupid, and you smell bad. So I hope that lands funny. Now that you see the characters that I don't own, let me rank the characters I do own. Last year, I ranked the characters purely based off their strength on my account, but that was boring. So this year, I'm gonna rank them by design. This includes lore, appearance, voice acting, and personality while ignoring their strength. So first off, Paimon. I'm gonna move Paimon to smelly and bad because I don't like Paimon's new voice. Amber is going to be a solid B tier. I would put her at A tier, but she's just not in the game long enough to really get a character. Kaya, C tier because he's a guy. I think Lisa is a good C tier. Bennet, I'm gonna put in S tier because of the summertime event. That shit was goated. Barbara is going to be in D tier because I don't like her new voice. Sucrose in D tier because I don't like her. Razor in smelly and bad tier. Noelle in A tier. Jean, B tier. Diluc is in B tier. Fischl is S tier. Mona is S tier. Right up here. S. Ningguang is A tier. Chongyun is gonna be D tier. A. Smelly and bad because I don't like her new voice actor. I understand that their old voice actors were bad people, but I like their old voices more. Xingqiu is in a D tier because I love Xingqiu, but his outfit is trash. Qiqi will be in D tier. No, Qiqi is in smelly and bad because she's literally a zombie. Actually, I'm gonna put Qiqi in B tier. I like Qiqi. Klee is in if I could put her lower than smelly and bad, I would. I hate her. Venti is D tier. Zhongli is S tier. Childe is Childe's S tier. Childe's great. Xinyan is lame. Diona is also lame. Albedo, I think, belongs in C tier. Ganyu is S tier. Zhao is A tier. It has to be S tier. Like after the Lantern Ride event, Rosaria, I want to put her in A tier, but I think she's very similar to Amber, where she's just not seen enough to be higher than B tier. Eula is really hot, and just because of that, I'm going to put her in A tier, but I want to put her higher. Eula has the same issue as Amber and Rosaria, where you just don't see them enough. Oh, I forgot about the summer event. You know what? Jean belongs in A tier. Honestly, Zhao should get dropped a little bit lower because he's been seen in basically every single Lantern Ride event, but his character is too tsundere. Yanfei is C tier because I like her, but you don't see her very often. Kazuha, B tier because outside of the Archon event, he doesn't get much characterization. Ayaka is smelly and bad tier. Yoimiya is S tier. Sayu is smelly and bad tier. S tier. I love Kokomi a lot, but I'm gonna have to put her in B tier because her outfit is just ridiculous. She is a general. Seriously, come on. Sara is S tier. Thoma is S tier too. I love Thoma. Ito can go here. Furry can go here. Shenhe is probably C. Yunjin. I think Yunjin's very similar to Amber and Rosaria, where you just don't see enough of her. Miko is S tier. Ayato is B tier. Yelan is S tier. Kuki is really great, but honestly, you just don't see her enough. I think she's A tier. Haizo is D tier because his design isn't that interesting and you never see him. Tighnari, I think he's about the same as Diluc. Collei is pretty sick, but she's only there for the early bits of Sumeru. Dori sucks, unfortunately. Sayu's design's pretty unique. I think he belongs in A tier, but you don't see him a lot. Nailu's design's pretty cool, but she's not super popular. Candace I really like. Nahida is smelly and bad. Layla's okay. Wanderer smelly and bad. Farazan's lame. Alhaitham is S tier. This character I don't even know of. Dehya can be S tier. Mika doesn't exist. Baiju's pretty chill. I like him a lot. He's just not consistent enough this story to put in S tier. Kaveh is pretty cool, but he's just not shown enough to put him here. Kirara is a cat girl, so there goes that. Lynette, sorry, this is Linny. Linny just doesn't have enough characterization. Lynette also doesn't have enough characterization, but she's a girl, so she's S tier. Fremine is smelly and bad. Risley's S tier. Nouvelette's S tier. Furina is smelly and bad. Charlotte, don't see enough of her, so C tier. Navia is S tier. Chevreuse is sick. You know that one event where she shot a guy? That was sick. Shanyun is a mother, so she's mommy. Gaming is okay. I don't actually like his backstory that much, so C tier. Shiori is solid A tier. Arlecchino is the best character in the game. I think Sethos is actually dope. I think he's kind of funny, but I didn't even know he existed until I pulled him, so I can't put him in S tier because of that. Clorinde is a very solid character. Sigewinne is disgusting. Emily has the same issue with a lot of these characters where outside of like their initial story quest, they're not seen, so she can't be put higher than D tier. Kanish sucks. Mulani's hot. Kachina is a great character. I love Kachina. Unfortunately, you don't get to see a lot of her post the early part of Notlin's story quest, but she's a great character. Charlanen's a great character. Chaska's dope. Auroron, kind of iffy on Auroron. Mu and Mavuika would be S tier if she didn't have a stupid motorcycle. Zitlali is solid. Lan Yan's the best. Mizuki's smelly and bad. Barissa's cool. Iansan, we saw her in like one event, right? So C tier. Scoffier would be S tier if her voice actor didn't have a terrible English accent. Aoife is C tier. Skirk is A tier. Dahlia is smelly and bad. And Nefa can go S tier. I liked her thing. Flynn's, I don't know enough about him. His design is okay. I don't know enough about him. I want to put him in B tier, but his design is pretty cool and it's pretty consistent with these characters. So I'll put him in A tier. Llama can step on me. Aino is just really average looking. Nefer can step on me. This character looks like I don't know. This character looks like C tier. I don't even know its name. This is Durin, right? Or is this Durin? We're gonna rank this as Durin, so smelly and bad. This is Columbina, right? S tier. Which one of these is supposed to be Varka? Is this Ruka Devata? If this is Ruka Devata, S tier. If this is Jet, S tier. I don't know if those are what they are, but that's S tier. Senora, S tier. All Wanderer tropes go down here. This is another Harbinger. This is a Harbinger. Is this Alice? Alice is S tier. Dainsleif is... I don't like his cloak. I'm gonna put him in A tier. These are the shades, right? All the shades can go into S tier for being attractive. This is Sertologi. He can go in smelly and bad because he's a terrible person. This is the doctor. The doctor is very solid. The captain, dope. This is, oh my god, I'm freaking for her name. What's her name? Kuichi? S tier. Smelly and bad. Okay, actually, I kind of like him. I think B tier. No, C tier. You can go away. I'm not even gonna say your name. Is this Focalor? Focalor's S tier. I think this is Varka, so I'm gonna rank Varka as A tier. Depending on his voice, I might rank him higher, but he doesn't have a beard. Ether is smelly and bad, and Lumine is the goat. There you go. So I will take no opinions. This isn't an opinion. This is the truth. This is, bar none, the exact truth of how these characters should be ranked. And if you disagree, bite me. Admittedly, most of my character builds haven't changed in the last year. As you might have seen before, I spent a large portion of that time leveling all my characters to 90, and the rest of the time working on talent levels. My final goal for my account is to have every character built, and I'm kind of going about it in the worst way possible, where I'm just mass upgrading all the characters' talents and stuff rather than touching their artifacts. The reason I'm telling you this is because my characters are gonna look outdated. Most of my builds are from pre-Sumeru, and those who've been updated since then haven't been like hyper invested into. Mostly because my resin is slotted towards talent materials and gold right now. But you probably don't care about that, so let's start off with my pyro characters. So the crowning jewel of my account, Arlecchino C6. I think I have changed Arlecchino since the last time I did this. She is now at 2300 attack, a 90 to 160 crit ratio, tiny bit of ER, but not on purpose, and then also 70 EM. R1 Crimson Moon, 4-piece fragment of Harmonic Whimsy. She is C6, triple crowned, and then the artifacts. This is probably the best artifact that I have for her. This one's really good, but not perfect. This piece is good. I mean, a little bit more crit damage would be better. This piece is also very solid. I believe this is her new piece. It's pretty mid, and I think this is the piece. This is the piece that I got off the transmuter. Actually, only have one transmuted piece on Arlecchino, so I could change that. So after Arlecchino, for pyro characters, we have Hu Tao. We have the original Arlecchino. I don't think she's changed since the last time I made a video on her. 68 to 222 crit, 219 EM, that's about it. Only 28k HP, which is a bit lower than I would like it, but I haven't really touched her. R1 Thoma, 4-piece Crimson Witch, C0, and triple 10 talents. Oh, speaking of C0, I need to blow my nose. With this event that's going on, I've decided I want Ganyu, Hu Tao, Eula, and Miko, because Miko C2 is dope. Eula C1 is okay. I mean, she's Eula, but Ganyu and Hu Tao C1s are really good. Next up, we have Bennet. Bennet, I don't remember when, but I did change him to a bit more of a damage-oriented build. 45 to 92 crit with 265 ER. He is still on Favonius, so I would like to get him a bit more crit rate. He's on 4-piece Noblesse, and you can see the pieces really are not great. That is a lot of crit damage, Jesus. There's a bit of ER on those pieces. This one is the one that I want to change the most. This is just a solid pyro damage piece, and then he's on crit rate. Again, this piece is not good. It's these two pieces that I'd like to change. He is still C5 because I'm currently, whenever I do use Eula, I am still using him with Eula. I can't change him now. He's a Mondstadt character, so he's now on 999 talents, and that's about it. Xiangling is next. I think the only change to Xiangling in the past year has been her outfit, which I really like. Looks super good. Almost 1600 attack, 189 EM, 60 to 120 crit with 200 ER. Could have more ER, could have more crit, but honestly, I think she's solid. I really like how she feels. She has my R5 catch. She's on 4-piece emblem, C6, and she's actually 2-9 crowned, which is a bit weird. I think I will double crown her. I don't know if I'm going to triple crown her, but I've already crowned her ultimate. I'm probably going to crown Guoba, but I probably won't crown Dofu. For her artifacts, I mean, this piece is mid, but decent. Like, this piece could be changed for sure. This piece is almost perfect. I think there's no world this changes ever. This piece is also really, really good. You know, ER stands on Xiangling is comparable to attack percent and EM, but when your attack sands rolls like this, I think it's probably going to stay like that. I doubt I get a better ER sands. Pyro damage sands could be better because it rolled into defense a couple times. No crit, no ER, but still a decent one. I don't think I have a better one for her. This one could change if I get a piece that has a bit more crit damage or some ER instead. But as it stands, she is just solidly built. She feels really good. I love playing Xiangling. She's one of my favorite characters. And look at that cute Guoba sticker. It's just, I like it. Next up is Mavuika. And honestly, Mavuika, I have such a love-hate relationship with her. She's 70 to 140 crit, 0 ER as you might expect, 1800 attack. She is on a level 70 signature weapon. She is on the Obsidian Codex set, C0, and she's on 666 talents. As for her artifacts, I honestly think I can't remember what they are. That is a ridiculous amount of crit rate. Holy shit. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I didn't even know I had that piece. That's kind of crazy. Dog shit. That's actually solid. That's pretty good. This one, again, bad. And this one, dog shit. And the only reason her pieces stay like this is because I don't use Mavuika. I don't like Mavuika. She just feels unfun to use. I know she's really strong, but I don't like how she feels. Dehya is not built. She's level 90'd. She has the bell R5. She has a piece of leftover emblem pieces, but as you can see, they are basically what I've taken off other characters just to put on her. They're not that good. They're not good at all. C0 and talents are untouched. Next up is Diluc. Diluc is a Mondstadt character, so he's actually built now. He is at 42 to 160, a bit of ER. He also has 1800 attack, which is a little low. His weapon is the Mailed Flower. Oh yeah, he also has 171 EM. He is on a piece of Crimson Witch, which is left over from Hu Tao. That's a lot of ER. The pieces are not great, but they are not the worst pieces in the world. He is C1, and he is 999'd. And that is Diluc. Next up, we have Gaming. Gaming isn't built. He has leftover pieces, I assume. He's on the Luxurious Sea Lord because it looks funny. And he just has a bunch of junked pieces. So, oh, I forgot you can see the unactivated stats now. Oh, yeah, that's going to help a lot. He is C0. And he's not been touched in talents. Chevreuse, I did build her, but not crazy. Her ER is low. It's mostly about that HP. She's at 38k. She should get to 40k with Rightful Reward maxed out, I think. Two-piece, Ocean-Hued Clam and Maiden Beloved, which is actually not maxed out, so she should get to 40k once I finish building her. Yeah, she'll get to 40k. I mean, these pieces aren't really interesting. It's just like main stat HP on two-piece. That's all that matters. She is not C6, she is C5, and then her talents are 166. Next up, we have Thoma. Thoma is not built at all. He has an old Dragon's Bane. He does have some tenacity pieces and emblem pieces just because HPER seemed pretty good. C3 and untouched talents. Dude, my nose is so itchy. Yanfei is also just not touched. See that the crit is not there. The weapon is an unleveled Dodeko Tails. She is on a bunch of old pieces of Wanderer's Troop and stuff that's not leveled up. That's an interesting piece. C6, and then her talents are not leveled up. I actually would like to play with Yanfei. I like Yanfei a lot. And Pyro Catalyst, I think she's the only Pyro Catalyst, right? So I think she'd be fun to play with. Xinyan, I dislike Xinyan vehemently, so she's not built. She is on Snow Tomb Star Silver because it's the only physical thing I have. She's on just two-piece for physical pieces, and they're just a bunch of old crap. This Bloodstained Flower piece is probably from like 1.0 Genshin. This is actually not a bad piece. Where is this from? Oh, this was when I was building Eula. C6 and talents untouched. Amber is a Mondstadt character, so she's a bit more built. You see she has 1700 attack. She does have 300 EM. She has a a slight amount of crit. Her weapon is on the Windbloom Ode, which is where most of that EM comes from. She's on Crimson Witch, except for that, which is not leveled up. It's pretty much the same thing as Diluc, where it's like, oh, old Hu Tao pieces. That's a lot of crit. That's a lot of crit damage. Oh my. This was Hu Tao's old piece. It just had a bit too much attack on it rather than HP. This piece is... yeah, I'm sure your car is so cool speeding down a residential street. This is just a Crimson Witch piece that was probably on Xiangling. C1, and she is 999. My nose is so itchy. So with the Pyro characters out of the way, let's move on to Hydro characters. Starting with Yelan, who is one of my favorite characters, but I would like to change her build up. She's at 32k HP with an 80 to 123 crit and 200 ER. I'd like to be like 35k HP with like a 90 to 150 crit, but that would require a lot of work. She's on an R5 Warbow. I love having a lot of energy on her. She's on Emblem, as you probably would expect. She has some pretty crit damage heavy pieces. She just naturally has high crit rate, so this piece is probably the one I could change the most. If I could get a crit damage circlet that had like 12 crit rate or 10 crit rate, I might like that better. But this piece does have the benefit of being literally perfect. It has HP, it has crit damage, it has crit rate, and it has ER. The only unfortunate part about this piece is it was a 3 substat piece that rolled into flat HP. It is so close to being perfect, but it is a really good piece for her. She is C1. I love her C1. It's great. She is at 7 with a double crown, and I will triple crown her. I was in the process of triple crowning her when I got Arlecchino, but Yelan was the initial character that I was going to C6. Yelan is one of my favorite characters in the game, if not my favorite character in the game. Xingqiu, I don't love his outfit, but his original outfit is bad. 1500 attacks, a tiny bit of EM, and a terrible crit, 70 to 95. He's on Sack Sword with an R5. His artifacts are Emblem, and I think Xingqiu, in the hierarchy of all my Emblem characters, got the short end of the stick. I think it was Xiangling, Yelan, Raiden, maybe one other character, and then Xingqiu at the bottom. So he has all the leftover shit. And you can see it. Like, this piece is actually okay. These are, you know, not great pieces. His crit is just not great. He's a 4-star, so it looks even worse. But he is C6, and he is at 199 talent. Xingqiu does need some work, so I will rebuild up Xingqiu hopefully soon. Next up is Barbara. I mean, it's Barbara. She's on Thrilling Tales. I did 90 this Thrilling Tales a long time ago just because I was like, I always use Barbara. It feels like she deserves it, even though it's kind of useless. 4-piece Maiden Beloved from, and I have not touched this, so just HP healing bonus. There you go. C6, and as of last month, 999. Honestly, Furina is built terribly. I have a long-standing hate for Furina, but she is really strong. I'm taking care of a friend's account right now, and she's C0R1, and she is amazing to feel. My Furina doesn't feel as good. Her ER is okay. It is enough to burst consistently, but it could be higher. Her crit is bad. You can see 82 to 104. I do tend to like characters with higher crit rate than crit damage, but this feels bad. I would rather have her to be like 70, 120 actually. And her HP is really, really low as well. She is on an R5 pipe. She's on Golden Troop. Let's take a look. That's pretty good. That one's okay. This is not great. And then the last two are just like where it all goes. Like, where did the rolls go in this? Oh my God. Okay, yeah, so that needs to be replaced, and this one needs to be replaced. Oh my God, that's terrible. She's not built really well because I didn't spend a lot of time in the Golden Troop domain. She is C0, and she is at 188 talents. She does need some work. Ayato, dude, I have not touched Ayato in years, but he's at almost 2k attack with an 87 to 171 crit, which I was like super proud of at the time. He's on the Black Sword. He also is on 4-piece Gladiators with some pretty good pieces. That's pretty bad. I should not have said that immediately. But like, you see, he's 17 crit rate. Sheesh. Jesus, that's a lot of crit rate. Almost maxed out crit rate there. And that piece kind of carries him a little bit. But you can see he's built pretty well. I just don't use him. He's C0 and he is at 686. He's not bad. It's just that I never really had a team built around him, so I never really used him all that often. Nowadays, I have quite a few more characters. I think he'd feel a lot better, and he'd feel a lot more fun. There's just not really been a reason to use him, because I have Yelan, I have Furina, so I don't really ever feel like I need the Hydro DPS. Like, if I need Hydro damage, I have a bunch of sub DPSs. I never feel like I need a Hydro Driver. Then we have Kokomi. I love Kokomi. She's at 40k HP, minus 95 crit rate. Nah, it doesn't really matter. I would like to get her ER up a little bit. She's on an R5 Amber that hasn't been quite maxed out yet. 4-piece Ocean Hued Clam. This is what makes her tick. And the pieces are just pieces. C0, 686, and I really liked Kokomi, and I still like using her, and I would like to play more with her as a driver. Mona is actually my highest constellation character outside Arlecchino. 255 ER, 60 to 130 crit. Honestly, I don't know how you build her anymore. 1200 attack is bad. She's on a Witsith R5 for some reason. She's on Emblem. Honestly, I think I just built her on ER because she was on Heart of Depth, and then I just switched her over to ER. But I didn't ever use her. Yeah, ER Hydro Damage crit rate. She's just not solid. She is C4 though, and I do have her at 999 because of building Mondstadt characters. Next up, what time is it? Oh shit, I gotta go take drugs. All right, you'll have to excuse me. I'm a tiny bit ill, so if I sound weird, that's why. With the drugs consumed, let's take a look at Child. He feels weird. I don't like using him. He's at 2k attack, 52 to 112 crit, which is pretty bad. He is on Mound's Moon currently because he was on Rust, but I gave his Rust to Aloy, and I did not have another Rust to give him. I have one copy of an R5 Rust, and I apparently don't own another Rust, so I just gave him this one. It is not good. I know that. I know this is not the best weapon to give him. I just didn't really think, like, I didn't really feel like there was anything better to give him, you know? He's on Heart of Depth. Honestly, the last time I farmed Heart of Depth, Dendro didn't exist, so I don't know how good these are. I mean, they're mid. They're mid to bad. He is C0 and he is at 999 talents. Last up, we have Candace. I don't even know if she's touched. Nope. She's on Wavebreaker Thin just because it looks pretty. Heart of Depth and Shiminawas that are not fully leveled. So she is C3. I don't actually know what she does, so I'm not even going to bother really talking about her. Not touch talents either. With Hydro done, we come to probably the weakest section of my account, which is Dendro characters. First up, we have Tighnari. 2k attack, 57 to 110 crit. He is on a prototype Crescent, which is my Ganyu's old bow. Am I balding? Y'all, do you see that? Hold up. Am I balding? Better not be balding. My hair is my personality. He's on Wanderer's Trope, and I assume these are probably just Ganyu's old pieces. Just some decent stuff here and there, just not great. He is C2. And his talents haven't been touched. We do have Lumine. I keep Lumine on Dendro because if it wasn't for Lumine, I would actually only own 4 Dendro characters. And that's part of the reason I want Nihida, because I don't actually really like Nihida, but I straight up just don't have Dendro on my account. Dendro is the weakest element on my account, and the only reason it's even slightly playable is because of Lumine. I don't have her. I have her on a really weird build, but we'll take that in a second. She's on Favonius Sword because it is a very just general sword. She's just on weird stuff because I gave her pieces that were double crit or had EM on them. And you can see EM with double crit, EM with double crit, and then EM with double crit, but she's not on a 4-piece set. Honestly, the only way I use Dendro characters is as Dendro applicators, and that's why Lumine is built like this. C6, 188. Dendro Lumine is the only Lumine. I would like to use some of the other Traveler variant. For now, I just need the Dendro. Next up is Yao Yao, and Yao Yao just doesn't been touched. She's on a Rightful Reward, 4-piece Deepwood that hasn't been upgraded. C4. 144 talents because at one point I was going to use her, then I stopped. But then we have Collei, who I did build at one point because I saw a video of somebody building her and she looked fun. 40 to 124 crit, level 80 sack bow, 4-piece Deepwood with looks like minimal investment. Yep, like double, see there's double crit with EM there, bad piece, double crit with EM, Dendro damage bonus, and then just a crit damage pieces. Because a part of the issue I had is I didn't know how Dendro works, so I didn't know which characters needed to be built full EM and which characters needed to actually be built damage. She's C1 and her talents are 166. Because I was using her and then I stopped. Kirara hasn't been touched. She's on a Sapwood Blade, which is level 1. She's on Tenacity pieces, and these are just like, they have double crit on them because it was funny. I kind of just like, oh look, HP piece with some damage. Let's put that on her. She is C0 and her talents are not touched. Yep, and then that is the end of my Dendro characters. So really weak side of my account. Next up, we have Electro characters. So we'll start with the 2 characters that aren't actually built yet. We have Sethos on Cloudforge, which is apparently one of his better weapons. Is it? Or is that, I thought his best weapon was a 3-star weapon. It looks really good on him, but I think his best weapon is Slingshot. Artifacts, just Wanderer's Trope stuff, C0. He was a character I got for free that I didn't really want. I do think he's funny though. I do have enough to actually max him out, but I haven't done that yet because I was saving gold for a different video. Same thing with Auroron. He is ready to be maxed out. I haven't done it because it's expensive. He's on a Fading Twilight just because it looked kind of cool. 4-piece scroll, which probably isn't very good. Yeah, because I haven't farmed really any of the Notland pieces. He is C0. Nope, he's C6. Okay, so after those ones, we have Keqing. I use Keqing intermittently, but she hasn't been touched since I built her the first time. 2200 attack, 61 to 160 crit, still on an R5 Lion's Roar, and still on 2-piece Gladiator, 2-piece Thundering Fury. These pieces are probably 4 years old at this point. This one is terrible. Holy moly. I don't even know, like, do people build Keqing on... Do people build Keqing like differently than this? I'm not sure, but she hasn't been touched since like 2021. She's C1 and she should be 988. Yeah, I will eventually crown her because she was either my first or my second 5-star. Miko's here. I love Miko so much. She is a bit clunky to use at times because I have her at C1, so she kind of takes up a lot of field time. So you have her at 64 to almost 200 crit with 188 ER, with 1600 attack. She's only on Lost Prayer to the Sacred Winds because it's the only 5-star catalyst I have, and I wanted to give her a good crit ratio. I know this is not good. So next up, we have her on... Oh, I thought I had her on 4-piece Golden Troop, but I don't. Part of the reason she's not actually finished yet is when I initially got her, no one could really come up with like what build was good for her. When Dendro came out, people were like doing weird stuff and I didn't know how to change her. And then finally, when Fontaine came out and Golden Troop got released, that's when everyone's like, oh yeah, this is probably the set to run on her. But as I said, I hadn't really touched characters since before Sumeru, so very minimal investment. You can see these Golden Troop pieces aren't great. This one's okay. And this is the reason I haven't changed her that much. This is the highest crit damage roll piece I have. This is a 4 substat piece that rolled 4 times in crit damage. It is giving me 37 crit damage. This piece is the reason I haven't touched her build. Like, I built the whole thing around this because I was like, that's just fucking fire. This one's and then this piece is I didn't actually realize that I forgot to revisit her build. That's kind of embarrassing. She's the only time in the game where I got 2 5-stars in one 10 pull. She's at 688 talents and I do want to triple crown her. Next up, we have Raiden. I love her. I don't really use her as a main driver anymore because I haven't built her overload team and her rational team hasn't felt crazy good. She's at 2k attack, 55 to 150 crit, 200 ER. She's on Skyward Spine because Xiangling is on the catch. This seemed like the next best chance to give her. She's on 4-piece emblem. She should have pretty good artifacts. That's mid. That's mid. That's bad. Oh, actually, I'd say mid. That's pretty good. And that is mid. Yeah, so this goblet is actually the reason I don't have her on ER, because I would like to have her on like ER attack crit rate, but this is a really good goblet, so I kept her on a more normal attack damage crit build, which might not be good for her, but I don't know. She is C0, and then she is 999. I do want to triple crown her because I love her, but I just haven't used her enough to justify triple crown recently. Dori has not been touched. She's on a great sword. She was on the Sea Lord because it looked funny. 4-piece emblem, but these aren't leveled. C1 and not touch talents. Kuki was built really cheap for a Hyper Bloom team when I came back to the game. So as you might be able to expect, she has high EM and that's about it. Her weapon is a sting. She's on 4-piece flowers. I tried to get some EM on her, but yeah, it was a bit elusive in some places because she was supposed to be like really cheap quick project. C1 and 143 talents because they all, every guide was like, you don't need to upgrade her talents for that. So I was like, okay. Sara is kind of half built as well. On a stringless R1, 4-piece emblem, but the pieces aren't really upgraded. Mostly just leftover stuff and then not fully touched on the rest of them. This is actually a decent piece. C6. Yep, she is C6 and 168. That is a weird talent distribution. You can see like she was in the middle being upgraded, but then she got stopped. Official is 1700 attack, 53 to 117 crit. She has my R5 stringless. She is on Golden Troop. These pieces are a little bit better than the other ones, but still not great pieces. Could be worse though. She is C6. I think I ended up buying her C6. And then her talents, she is a Mondstadt character, so she is 999. Solid character. I would like to make her build a bit better, but as far as like the Golden Trope pieces go, she's pretty good. Beidou is probably like Sarah, where she started to get built and then didn't. Level 80 Rain Slasher, her crit ratio is kind of eh. And she's also just on old emblem pieces. My emblem luck on this account is terrible. She is C6 and her talents are 166. My emblem luck on my second account is actually good. On this account, it's butt. Razor is not built. Just straight up, he is on Prototype Archaic because it's leveled up and it kind of looks good on him. And he is on old pieces, one of which being like, that's an EM piece. Why is he on an EM piece? 999 talents because he is a Mondstadt character. Lisa, also not touched. Weapon is a Mapamare, 4-piece Thunder Soother, which is not really leveled. C1 and a 999 talents. After Lisa, we have the Animo characters. First up, we have Kazuha, who's not quite at the 1k HP EM, or sorry, 1k EM threshold. He's on Tokabu because I needed an EM weapon, and this one just looked really good. Right now, the only other EM weapon I have is being used by Kuki, and I like Kuki more, so I gave him the one. I just gave him the drip, because it's drippy. His artifacts, he's on Viridescent Venerer. Our Viridescent Venerer piece is really that interesting. I tried to put EM on pieces that weren't main stat, and then just whatever EM pieces I had after that. He is C0. He is 188 talents, and that is Kazuha. Next up, we have Jean. Jean actually has a decent crit ratio, 62 to 122. She's on another Favonius sword because, I mean, there's not much better to put her on, honestly. She's on a 4-piece Viridescent Venerer, but her Viridescent Venerer set was like, Viridescent Venerer pieces I kept getting that had double crit on them. I gave her like a damage build with Viridescent Venerer, and honestly, her ultimate is kind of chunky. She's on C1 and she is 999, and I would not mind playing her in things that aren't just Furina, because initially when I finally got Jean, I just stuck her on teams with Furina to heal her, and that's really the only place I've ever used Jean, but I know she could feel good in other teams. My video where I upgraded her to 90, I said I think she's gonna be one of those 4-star characters you only use if you really like her, and a lot of people said that that wasn't true and she's really good, so I actually want to play with her, and I also ended up just liking her. She's useful and she's good, so I want to build her. One for Arlecchino and one just to have. I don't think she's on a good piece of Viridescent Venerer compared to Jean, but I learned she's actually an attack scaler, not an HP scaler, which feels really weird for shielders. To me, shielders should be like HP scalers or defense, but anyway, her weapon isn't leveled up, which is part of the reason why her attack's so low. I don't really have great catalysts, so there's that. She is C6'd. I did get her C6, and she has not touched her talents. Next up, we have Lynette. She's on level 70 Sack Sword, 4-piece Viridescent. Her Viridescent pieces, some are kind of interesting, but she's not fully leveled up, so there's that. She is C6, and her talents are 166, so kind of half built like a lot of other characters. Farazan, I haven't touched at all because she's just weird. I have her on Alley Hunter because it looks good with her. I don't even know what it does. Her Viridescent Venerer pieces aren't really leveled, except for this one, which is bad. Her Constellation, she's C2, and that's a big reason why I've never used her, because one, I don't have an Animo DPS for her to buff. The only Animo DPS I have is Heizo, and I don't like Heizo. And she's also just not C6, so I've ignored her. Heizo, like I said, I don't really like him. Melee Catalyst that punches is kind of cool, but not enough for me to use. I put this event weapon on him because it looks sick and it does have a decent passive for him. Artifacts, again, just not really touched. This is actually a good offset piece, but just not really any investment. C3, no talent levels, and that's him. Sayu, I don't like Sayu, so I just haven't touched her. She has the portable power saw because I got this weapon off the weapon banner when I was trying to get Escafia's weapon. This seems to be like one of the only characters that actually she would be good on. Artifacts are just a random piece of Shimenawa's just to hold it so I don't lose it, because it's all double crit Shimenawa's. It's like a DPS set of Shimenawa's that I didn't have a character to use it on, so she's holding it. C3, not touch talents. Sucrose hasn't really been used much outside of theater since I got Kazuha, because Kazuha is just easier. She's at 800 EM, she's on a Sack Frag R5, she's on Viridescent Venerer, you know, it's Viridescent Venerer, as much EM as I can put on her. This is the only piece that doesn't have it. C6, and she is at 999 because she's a Mondstadt character. Next up, we have Aoife. Aoife, same thing as Auroron, where I'm actually ready to get him to 60. I have enough materials to get him to 60. I just haven't done it yet because I was saving gold. So Sack Frags, not touched. Viridescent Venerer pieces, not even leveled. C1, and no touch talents. Next, we move on to the Cryo characters. Starting off, we have Ganyu, my first limited character. 2400 attack, pretty much. 52 to 160 crit. I have her on Amos crossbow, and she's on 4-piece Wanderers. So in theory, she should have the best Wanderers pieces. And okay, that's really bad. Right. Okay. You know what I'm realizing? The last time I built Ganyu, I don't think the strongbox existed. I had no way to get Wanderer's Trope pieces outside of farming bosses. So it's been a while since I built her. Could be a worse build, but it could be better. She's C0, but I do want to get that C1 from the event. She's at 1088. I do want to triple crown her, but I haven't been using her recently because I've had Arlecchino. I've used her a couple times in abysses where she's felt good. It's just that things move in such an annoying way to use a bow character. It's less that Ganyu is bad and more that it's just aiming with a bow is unfun. Then we have Escoffier. I built Escoffier during my Aloy video, and I love her. I haven't used her a lot because I'm not using a lot of freeze teams, but Escoffier feels amazing. She's at 1900 attack with a 66 to 170 crit, tiny bit of ER. She's actually R1'd with her Symphonist of Sense, because when I was looking at her, I was like, this character will enable freeze teams in general. Like, this is just a lot of buffing, and I don't generally pull for a lot of supports, so I just want to get like a really solid buffing character. She's on Golden Troop. I don't know how good her Golden Troop pieces are. Mid, bad, mid, bad, mid. So not amazing, but could be worse. She is C0 and she's 199 talents, but I really like how she feels, because a big part of it was like she has some buffing with her weapon. She heals, which is really good. She has her debuffing with her shredding. Her voice actor was good until the accent. Also, she just does a lot of damage, and I really like her. Next up, we have Sitlolly. I pulled Sitlolly just because of the whole, pretty character, and I kind of regret it because I haven't used her since. She's literally not built. I also thought she would be a really good shielder, but I haven't tried her out to actually use her. I don't actually know if I want to put her on Thrilling Trails. For artifacts, you know, I don't have a lot of these. I just threw her on Scroll for now. She's an EM scaling character. Oh my god, look at this piece. It's so cool that you can see the unactivated stats now. That's actually a good Kachina piece. I should switch Kachina to that. I don't even have enough to actually put her on the pieces she wants, so just not really touched. C0, not touched talents, and that's Sitlolly. Aloy, I did build Aloy in a video. It was a fun video. She hasn't changed since then. She still has the R5 Rust. She's still on these Marchowsey pieces that I upgraded. They are okay. Not the best, but okay. She is C0. Her talents are level 99. Since the video where I used her to 36 star the Abyss, I've used her in one Abyss since then, and that's it. She is just really hard to make work. Even if she was built better and her supports were really strong, she's just a little hard to use. Same reason I don't use Eula. Eula I felt like was built really well. 2500 attack, 52 to 172 crit. She's on Wolf Gravestone. 4-piece Pale Flame. I farmed a while for her Pale Flame set. I strongboxed for her a lot. I really liked Eula, and I gave her a lot of, you can see 4 rolls and a crit there. Decent rolls here. I think what, 2 bad rolls? Yeah, 2 bad rolls there. This one's actually a 4-piece. This one's just bad. This one's okay, and then this one is really bad. But I farmed a lot for her, and I strongboxed a lot for her. Maybe I just strongboxed a lot for her, but I liked her. She is C0, 999 talents because she's a Mondstadt character. She just feels bad. She doesn't feel good to use. I just don't like how she feels, so I stopped using her. Next up, we have Chi-Chi, not touched. She's on the flute because her heal scales with attack. She's holding a set of unleveled Ocean Hued Clan. C2, not touched. Well, apparently 133 talents, but just not touched. Ayaka, 34 to 212 crit, 2k attack. She's on the Amanoma Kageuchi and 4-piece Lizard Strayer. The pieces are pretty bad. This is probably the best one with 30 crit damage, but you see, like, this is bad. This is bad. This is bad. I mean, it's not terrible, but she doesn't really want the crit rate that much. So if this was 12 crit damage, it'd be better. And then this is bad. I don't use her. She's C0, 888 talents. She just felt so bad. I did use her during Onslaught to clear the turtle, but that was more just like Furina and Escoffier. Charlotte is not built. She has 2300 attack. Her weapon is almost leveled to max. Maybe she is built. Charlotte, okay, this, look at this piece. That's sick. Because she scales with attack, so okay, that's what it is. Because Charlotte scales with attack, I gave her a bunch of the pieces that said, I gave her all the attack main stat pieces where you didn't really want attack main stat, you know? It's like double crit attack pieces like these. I gave her those. She is C0 and her talents aren't touched. And I've never used her, so I don't know how good she is. Remine, not touched at all. Just don't really care about him. He's on portable power saw because it looks really cool on him. It looks like it fits him. Artifacts, looks like he's on a 4-piece pale flame, just holding Eula's old pieces and then stuff that's not leveled. Yeah, C6 and talents aren't touched. So there's that. Mika, I hate Mika, but I did try to build him at one point for Eula on Dialogues of the Desert Sages, which actually kind of fits him drip wise. I never realized. Artifact, he's on HP ER, just trying to get stats there. I didn't have enough to give him a full Ocean Hued Clam set, so I just gave him HP ER. C1, I would like to get him C6 for Eula, but oh well. And his talents are 999 because he's a Mondstadt character. Layla, I kind of want to build because I want another shielder. He does have a level 50 Summit Shaper because this weapon I got on a Homa banner. I could not imagine this weapon being good on anybody. Artifact set, she's on 4-piece tenacity, and then what does she have? She's like got crit tenacity pieces, right? Just some tenacity pieces. She's C2 and 166, so she's kind of half built. Rosaria I use a lot. She's got, or used a lot, kind of still used. She's got 2k attack, 58 to 100 crit. I mean, I know she wants higher crit. Oh. How long have you been able to do this? I'm sorry. Okay, first off, look at her thighs from the top. Jesus. How long have you been able to do this all 5 years I've played this game? Or is this relatively new? And I noticed you can't really do it from the bottom very well. I wonder why that is. God damn, she's attractive. Sorry. Yeah, so I know Rosario wants more crit than crit damage, but I mean, that's a decent. I haven't really touched her in a while. She's on Favonius, 2-piece for Blizzard Strayer and Noblesse. I didn't run her on 4-piece Noblesse because Diona's on 4-piece Noblesse and I ran them in the same team. I only have 2 characters built on Noblesse because I don't want them to stack, because they don't stack. C6 and 999 talents. Then we have Diona. You know, it's Diona. She's just kind of an HP healer. She's on R5 sack bow. She's on Noblesse. And I haven't farmed Noblesse probably since, what the hell is this? I don't think I've farmed Noblesse since before the artifact domain got changed, like a long time ago. She's C6, 999 talents. Then we have Chongyun, not touched at all. He's on Favonius Greatsword. I think it looks good on him. When in doubt, put a Favonius weapon on people. 2-piece, just like Rosaria, but his pieces aren't really touched. This is actually a good piece. Why is it on him instead of her? Some just mid pieces. He is C6'd and he is not touched in talents. Next up we have Kaya, who is not built. His weapon is level 90. It's the Favonia. I did not want to put Favonia onto Bennet because I love having ER on Bennet, and having those extra particles to funnel Xiangling is very important, so I do not like the Favonia on him. I have him on Blizzard Strayer, but none of these pieces are really touched. What is this? Oh, this is Ayaka's old piece that had 17 crit rate. He is C1 and he is 999 talents. So finally we come to Geo. Navia is the same thing as all the others, where I got her recently, farmed up enough resources for her to get her to 90. I'm just waiting till I have enough Mora to actually do it. She does have her signature weapon, so I'm excited to try out with her weapon because I have her on my second account, which is why I got her on this account. Yeah, with a prototype, and she's okay, but I know with her actual weapon she's gonna feel great. Artifacts have not been touched because I have not ever farmed that set. I have not farmed this domain ever, so I don't have any of her pieces and I want to put her on those pieces. She's C0 and her talents haven't been touched, but there's that. Zhongli, my favorite Geo character. 44k HP, kind of has a bit of crit. He is on deathmatch. I did not feel comfortable giving him a 3-star weapon just for the HP. I was like, come on. Zhongli deserves more than a 3-star weapon should just give him HP. I will probably change it because this is literally useless. If I can get a good weapon for him, I will, but until then I won't change it. He's on 4-piece tenacity, and I mean, I wanted to give him a bit of damage, so his HP is kind of low. I mean, he's Zhongli. I love Zhongli. I would love to see C6 Zhongli, but I wish Zhongli could be a bit more of a damage character. That would be fun. I use Zhongli pretty much anywhere I can get away with using him. I will use him. He is 699 I will at least double crown him, if not triple crown him in the future. He is one of my favorite characters in the game. Kachina, not touched. She's on this weapon because it looks pretty good on her and it's defense. 4v scroll, C6, and not touch talents. Then we have Yunjin. I just never touched Yunjin. She's on a lithic spear because I'm just like, she's a leeway character, might as well. I don't really have a lot of good spears. She's holding an old set of Crimson Witch stuff, she's just holding old pieces. Pieces that I've taken off other characters, I've just kind of thrown on her. These were at one point Xiangling's old pieces, so she's just holding that. She's C3, not touching talents, probably will never get touched. Goro, same thing. Never gonna use him, ever. There's just no way. Yeah, he's not being. He is C2. He is no talent upgrades. Noelle, I do want to use Noelle, but I don't have a weapon for her. I do have Furina for her, but I don't have Xiangling for her. Weird amount of crit. She's on White Blind, only R1. She's on a Husk set. She is C6. Maybe that's why I put her on attack. Yeah, I put her on attack piece. I should have her on defense. I should probably change that, actually. I want to try her out, but I just know that she doesn't feel amazing. She has 999 talents, though. This cannot be, like, she can't feel terrible, but she will need better artifacts before she does this. I also forgot, to make DPS Noelle work, you need her on Mara Chause. She'll get attention eventually. Ningguang, I built at one point, but she's just so bad. She's on Widsith. She's on two-piece. These are like the only archaic Petra pieces I have. But Jesus, that's bad. This piece is actually good. No, it's not. This piece is actually mid, and this piece is bad. And she's C6, and she's 811, and that's what I left her at. So that is actually all the characters. So that's it. That is my full account showcase. If there's anything I missed that you wanted to see or you thought could be interesting, be sure to let me know, because I'm sure I didn't cover everything. As this is my second ever account review, I thought it would be more than fitting to say thank you. My last account review for a long time was my most viewed video, and that gave me the courage to start making even more Genshin videos. That in turn led me to my best year ever making videos, so I'm extremely grateful to everything and everyone that has helped me reach this point, and I only hope that I can continue to get better for all of you. With that being said, I do apologize for a lack of editing in this video, because going over 70 characters takes so long. Not only to just go over them, but also to edit that section, and I got a little lazy for the rest of the video. But you know me, I don't really like to ramble on all that much, so if you enjoyed, do all the standard stuff, but that's about it. That's all I got for you. As always, thank you for your time and have a wonderful day.
That won't ever change. Yeah, sometimes I'm mad, sometimes I'm okay. Yeah, I know I'll have what I want someday. I need my space now so I can feel nothing. I live this nightmare so I can be something. Yeah. I do what I love and hope you will love me. Yeah. I face this